Thank you for stopping by the garage. Today I'm working on, I guess, a restoration project, if you will. Those of you that have watched will recognize this as the Poor Boys RC Speedrun Hornet from this year. And I decided, now that the speedrun challenge is over, I'm going to return it to stock so that I can run the legendary Hornet around the yard and enjoy it. So with that, I'm going to take out the crazy fast motor and speed control and go back to the stock. I have to rebuild the drivetrain. If you can see right in there, if you remember from my very last run, I completely shredded the internals in there. I haven't opened it yet to see what it looks like. But as I was taking off for that very last run, I heard it slip. And I was so frustrated with this thing and the speed run, I just said screw it, and I went full throttle until it stopped moving, but the engine was turning. So that's probably shredded in there. But I've got the parts to rebuild that. I'm going to put the stock wheels back on. I'm going to take everything apart and see what we've got. Okay, I got it all apart, and quite a bit of carnage and gear dust. So here's what the drive gear looks like. Yeah, it's gone. I had gone down to a 22 tooth pinion. Where's that? There it is. Pretty sure my mesh was too tight and it slipped, but it also, the pinion, I think the motor slipped because it also hit the screw and ground it. It got super hot. You can see all the heat marks on it, so that thing got really hot. Pinion's still okay, but it's got some damage right there. So, oh yeah, broke the motor shaft. Forgot about that. That's the motor shaft. Broke that right off. So it just shows how hot it was getting. Yeah, so like I say, when I went for that last run, I heard the gear slip a little. I was so frustrated and over it that I just pulled the trigger and let it go. And if you remember in the video, it was screaming, and then it came rolling to a coasting stop, and you could still hear the motor screaming. That's why. It was grinding between. You can see it got crooked there because this slipped, the motor broke, hit that, and just made a mess. So that's okay. I have some new gears I'm going to put in here and rebuild it back to stock. I don't know what I'm going to do with this motor. I think I can replace that shaft in this, but that's a project for a later day. Okay, I got the gearbox back together. Pretty much everything's stock. But if you can see in here, to get the larger pinion gear in for the speed run, I had to get rid of the plastic sleeves that guide the screws. So I'm using, I think these are screws from Friction Shocks, Tamiya. So I'm using that to go through so that got a little bit of metal to go through here, and then from way too much power, these holes in the plastic got elongated a little bit, So I had these sleeves from, I don't remember what, some Tamiya kit, a brass one and a metal one. So I pounded those in there to re-round out the holes for the engine, or for the motor screws. And they work great. Now it's nice and steady, sturdy. And then I'm reusing this part of the adjustable motor mount. Going back to, I believe it's a 19 tooth stock pinion. I had a Torque Tuned motor laying around, so I'm going to put the Torque Tune in it. A little bit extra kick, but not too much. In all of this adjustable motor mount got bent, and it's got chunks of metal out of it. So it's pretty much no good anymore. It's not true. And the flathead motor mount screw that I need to make that work is completely, it got hot. I mean, you can see the burn marks from the pinion grinding on it. So when that shaft broke, it did some damage in there, but I was able to get everything fixed. So I'm going to put the motor on and then reassemble.